So the telephone company, about four or 5 years ago, they came through and replaced all of our telephone lines, copper telephone lines, with fiber optics. The way that they came about doing that is, the first thing they did was they went around installing conduit tubes to the side of all the buildings. And then they took a big air compressor and blew this stuff, which is called Mule tape. It's 1,250 pound tensile strengths, working strength, fiberglass, nylon, braided cordage is what it amounts to. So they would blow this through the conduit to the other end and attach it to the fiber optic cable, which looks like this down here. And then they would pull the cable through to the other end. But they got some kind of rule that the project that they're working on buys the mule tape, and that when they're done with it, they spool it up and they leave it on the job site. So I asked them what they were going to do with it, and they said they're going to send it to the landfill, send it to the dump. So I came up and grabbed the spool, and it sat here long enough that wooden spool has basically gone away. So now it's time to pull all this off and then put it onto a smaller spool. But I found out that if you pull it off the spool 10 times, 10 rounds on the spool will take it all the way down to the corn and come back. So right now I've got 50 turns pulled out and stretched, so that amounts to 5 full lengths laying on the ground. And then I've got a smaller spool rigged up for to put it back on. I know some expert's going to tell me that, well, if you just move the spool over there, you could coil it up. Well, I tried that, and it kept balling up into a big tangle. So this is what works for me. And another bonus is that as you roll the spool on the piece of pipe, it's also turning into some pretty good occupational health and safety, physical, whatever the fuck you call it. I have the cast off, but the wrist is still real stiff. So by doing the exercises and rolling the spool, it makes the wrist bend more than what I could do if I was holding on to a set of weights and trying to do regular exercises. I ended up doing more exercises by actually using it than if I sat down and tried to think of ways to make it bend and work on its own. So this is what I'm doing here now. I work, so far there's about 4 or 5 hours of rolling on this, and I'm about halfway done, so I probably have five more hours to do before that's done. But then I can get rid of that spool and move the boat around and you know, make some better use of my territory here. As I clear more territory from what I've got stored here, the next year I tear it up and plant it into garden. So with I had a old business sign that sat here. I just cut it up. I put it on the scrap pile. This spool's going to be gone before the end of the weekend. Then I'm going to come in here and I've got I got 5 dump trucks loads. They're small dump trucks. I got 5 truckloads of bricks that are piled up here. I'm going to come in with the loader and scoop up bricks and dirt, separate the dirt from the bricks, and stack them on pallets. And then maybe if they're arranged on pallets, maybe I can get rid of them easier. But if they're on pallets, it'll be a tighter stack also, so I can put even more ground into a garden. So this looks like it's a big mess, but there's actually not that much of it here that actually has to be dealt with. So that's my cleanup phase. Physical therapy. That's the word I was trying to figure out earlier. Physical therapy. And that's that.